Okay, so in this video I'm just going to talk a little bit about an interesting thing I read today. Actually, I was in a philosophy class and I was getting really bored, and I was like, you know, I was just reading a koan on whatever, just random website, and the koan mentioned emptiness. But it mentioned it in a weird way, and I don't remember it at this moment, but it was something like, actually I'm not even going to try to remember it, but anyway. So I look up emptiness. I look up a very good definition of emptiness, just to get the record straight. Um, about what they say exactly, because I've been asked about this before. Like, what is emptiness? How's it different from void or nihilism or other stuff? And, this is in context of Buddhism, by the way. And it actually means something very simple. It means nothing exists without something else. Nothing has some kind of inherent or intrinsic value to it, because everything defines everything. It's almost relativity. Um, a my I am defined by my environment. I don't exist without other things. Um, in other words, there's no day without night. No I guess matter without antimatter, that sort of thing. Everything is defined in relation to something else. There is nothing that stands in and of itself. There is no intrinsic thing. Everything is composed of and related to everything else. And because of that, everything is empty in the sense that it doesn't have something intrinsically. It exists because it's in relation to everything. So there are no real things in and of themselves. There's just this energy. And I think that's where it comes down to, and I think this can bring down to a simple picture of what emptiness really means, which is just, um, you could see everything basically as a flow of energy, of movement, alive, dynamic, but because there are no intrinsic things, it's just this continual flow of isness. You can't really pinpoint a real intrinsic object. It's empty when you try to. You try to pick it apart, it doesn't seem to be there. It's created because, oh well, I have, I take this cup and, well, let's see, it's dark, it's black, but I only know black in relation to the other colors, and it has a space, but the space is defined by the outer part of this cup. So everything about this cup exists because of the other pieces of the cup and of the environment. It's that simple, really. Um, so there's no inherent meaning in anything, and yet there is meaning, but it's not the same kind of inherent intrinsic ideal. We're trying to idealize meaning. So the Buddhist concept of emptiness is to sort of remind us that let's not conceptualize things. Let's let go of our ideals and our concepts and our thoughts and our over-analytical minds and simply relax and to see, look, use your mind to see that everything exists in relation to one another, including us, including the ego, the soul, the spirit, all of that. And because of that, even ourselves are empty, but not in this nihilistic, deathly sense. It's very living. It's almost like water. Water is full, but you can't pinpoint an intrinsic drop from the entire ocean. So that's the definition I sort of got today, which is it was relaxing in a sense, because it didn't require me to kind of, overanalyze the situation and try to figure out this abstract concept. Instead, it was just very basic, everything exists in relation to something else. That's it. So yeah, this reminds me of, this is, to just go a little bit comparatively speaking, um, this reminded me of Descartes, and, I know Math Fails just made a video too mentioning Descartes, but he tries to do the same sort of thing, but I believe he takes a different approach, and I don't know if that's necessarily, it wasn't for the same point. He takes the example of a candle, and he says, you know, what is this intrinsic element in it? You know, what defines candle? You know, we can remove all the other properties until we get that, and then we'll know what the intrinsic element is. But there was none. So even though he's seen as sort of a you know, interesting philosopher in his own right for this, I do feel like the concept of emptiness helps answer that question. You know, like, what is something's intrinsic value? There is none. It is empty of intrinsic value. Nothing but what we give it. We give things meaning and value. And those are abstract. They're concepts. They're ideals. So let them go and just sort of perceive what is, and, you know, see how it's related to everything else. See how you are related to everything else. There's a great unity in things when you do that. Something that wasn't there before. So emptiness doesn't mean the negation of existence, per se. It simply means without concepts, you know, simply being. And so yes, that's basically the point of this video, just to sort of drive that home. A very interesting thing that I learned today. Just, if you'd like to share your thoughts about it too, I would like to also know what the difference is between emptiness and no thingness. It seems like it's related, you know, if there are no things intrinsically, no thingness, emptiness, sounds like a synonym to the concept, but slightly different, I don't know. But yeah, thank you very much for listening, and yeah, so make a response video or make a comment. Yeah, hope to get some more dialogue about this.